Lionel, is that you?
There, I think I got it.
I've got a bunch of answers.
Perfect. And I just hit the button, and we found out that our guest has a bunch of answers.
Yeah, I do. I'll answer anything that might not be the right answer.
You didn't even know. I don't understand when I go to JL Innovative and I click on a list of see all of our other structures, and I see gaskets for Leslie air horns. This is very.
I still think you're clicking something wrong here, because if I go into
somebody follow along.
I followed it, and he's right.
It's a generic call to action to his online store, and yeah, and so yes, Lionel, you chose to click on the HO structures, but I could have clicked on any of the calls to action and ended up at the top of the store. It's like when you walk into the front of a store.
Like if it says view our complete product listing of HO scale structures, that probably ought to be what I land on.
But it says new products for August when you get there.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Do I need to do a screenshot?
Daniel. Oh yeah, it does say new product for August. But there's only 4 products on the page.
That's the new products, and they're not even new products.
Okay, so all right, Daniel. So I click on view a complete listing of our structures, and I end up on new products for August. What difference does it make? It's still screwed up.
I'm not going to deny that our website sucks. I mean, if you go to jlinnovative.com and you go click to enter site, you go to About Us, and come on, load.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm not a fan of the click to enter the site. I already
you think I am?
Put the URL in.
Do you think I am? I am not a fan of our site at all. No, we.
But this seems
I'm still trying to get our webmaster to.
Change this. You have a webmaster. I was going to say you strike me as the kind of guy that would end up doing his own website.
Well, I'm going to have to if I can't get my brother to do it.
Oh, it's your brother.
Can I play devil's advocate? I like your website. It looks retro.
Why?
It's
retro.
It's very retro.
They don't make them like this anymore. Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore. I think it's great. It's refreshing.
It's kind of like all of my locomotives from my HO scale railroad. They all have DCC decoders from the 90s. And it's like, hey, can you make it do it? No, the light will go on and it'll run, but that's it. They don't know what other functions does it do? None.
Do they have momentum?
No. They're like 30-year-old decoders.
They made decoders 30 years ago?
Mm-hmm. When did they first start making DCC decoders? I mean, that takes me to my favorite story of all time. One of my favorite stories of all time. Our buddy, the guy that owns NCE, Jim Scores. Jim Scores. When he went to a clinic about DCC in the NMRA, the Philadelphia National Convention, and he saw a clinic about DCC and was so excited he drove home that night to get started on it. Mm. And that was the birth of NCE. And I don't know. Nice. So whenever the Philadelphia convention was, National Convention. That was like early 90s, wasn't it?
No. Was it?
I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, I got a whole bunch of decoder. I went to DCC and I wrote my pamphlet, my 98-page pamphlet, sometime in the late 90s, I think it was the late 90s was when I got all my decoders. And I still have a bunch of them because Jim sent me a bag full of them once. So if anybody wants old decoders that won't do anything, I'm your guy. So, all right, this is on the Patreon. This is on the free channel, and it is sponsored by White Rose Hobbies in York, Pennsylvania, at 4401 West Market Street, right there and down on the outskirts of down. I'm going to start saying downtown York, Pennsylvania, because that's just the way I talk. It's on the outskirts of York, Pennsylvania, and apparently next thing is Wilderness, according to Ryan and Thomas. And their phone number is 717-505-8676. And right now, if you go to their model train clearance section, wow, they got a tangent scale model GATC 4500 covered hopper Santa Fe for $56.95. And it's in stock.
Sounds like a deal.
Yeah. They got all kinds of stuff listed on their clearance section of their model railroad stuff.
On their HO scale, they have the very hot scale trains rivet counter Gevos in stock as well right now.
Oh, really? On their clearance page?
No, on their regular page.
Oh, okay.
These Ferromex units look really cool.
What is Ferromex?
The railroad in Mexico.
Railroad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Has a cool like chevron pattern, reds and whites and grays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of Ferromex paint schemes.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, the gray and the blue, and
I don't like what they did to the Florida East Coast.
Oh my God, they made it. It's horrible. Florida East Coast had a great paint scheme, and now it's not got a great paint scheme anymore. And they have an Atlas Trainman. And, well, hey, this is for you, Marcus. N scale ACF 3650 covered hopper, Georgia Pacific, $21.99.
Sweet. Is that just a plain gray covered hopper?
No, it's not. That's why I didn't mention it to
Derek.
Yeah. Now they have Derek. They have Bowser N scale cylindrical hoppers, Phillips 66 Marlex, but you could easily paint over. They're gray, and you could easily paint over the lettering and the.
I saw a plain gray covered hopper today in a train that had some pretty cool graffiti on it. It said "Toys keep out" as big as the car side was, and I didn't get a picture of it. That would have been
cool. That's cool. That's very
fun.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of graffiti, specifically, but
every once in a while they get it right.
Out there.
They got Bowser HO scale H34 covered hopper, Sioux Line, only $22.99 HO scale. I'm a fan. That's my favorite. Is the short covered hopper, the H34. That's my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite cars, period. I think it's such a cool car. I like shorter cars. But maybe because I'm a shorter person.
Could be.
All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I had a Bowser RS3 show up this week, and it is maybe one of the most fine, ready-to-roll locomotives I've ever purchased.
Oh, really?
I'm very impressed with it. Yeah, it's the...
What road name?
The CNJ 1554, which is on the Delaware-Lackawanna today. It's in the retro CNJ paint scheme, but it has the yellow conspicuity stripes, and Bowser added ditch lights to it to bring it to the modern era. And it's a fantastic model. It rivals anything scale trains and beats anything Rapido has done. I'm really impressed with it.
That's pretty astounding because my 3RS3 showed up today too.
Nice. Which road names did you get?
Reading.
Oh, yeah. How do they look?
They look fantastic.
Yeah. Aren't they fantastic? Yeah. They blew the other manufacturers out of the water with these.
They are really nice.
Tomorrow they get speed matched.
Oh, okay.
At the club.
Oh. What club is that?
It's the Rogue Valley Model Railroad Club.
And you're the president of that, right?
No, I'm vice president.
Which reminds me, I still owe John Sacerdoti $100 for a locomotive he gave me.
Yeah.
What's the interest? I probably owe him like $123 by now.
It's at least, 2 years?
No, I think it's 3 now. I think this will be the 3rd year that I haven't paid him yet. I am like the most useless human being on the planet.
Well, that's your superpower, remember?
No, my superpower is not remembering stuff on purpose. My disappointing power that my teachers in school thought I was the most useless human being on the planet. And without a secretary, I'm nothing. And I don't want to give her a whole lot of my personal jobs to do, although it looks like I might have to. Hey, why don't I turn over the whole shirt thing to JL Innovative?
Whoa.
Hey, there you go. That's a great idea. They have plenty of space, the Cow Palace.
Yeah,
staffing up anyway, right?
Be on the banner as apparel or something else, but not miscellaneous.
Yep. And I bet most of our listeners are going to buy a caboose anyway, so they can just include it in the package with the caboose.
Yeah, you
I was
going to
make a
when
joke
you buy
there.
a caboose.
You get a shirt.
I was going to make a joke there, but since I'm first on the list, I'm going to refrain.
That's now you're thinking, man, this CNJ RS3 from Bowser, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, how much was it?
280 something, 290 something.
To come with sound and DCC ready sound and all that.
Yeah, sound. The speaker kind of sucks. I'm going to replace it, but I replace everything with scale sound these days anyway. I never thought I'd be the kind of person that would complain about factory installed sound, and then I started buying the scale sound speakers and realized everything needs a scale sound speaker.
We should get them on the program again.
We should,
Derek.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful unit. Holy mackerel. Not nearly as beautiful as the Dunmore cabooses that are going to be produced by JL Innovate.
I think they go together like peanut butter and jelly, right? It'd be great to see a CNJ RS3 pulling some of those cabooses.
Okay, so here come some of my more difficult questions about the cabooses. Are you ready?
I am
Chris?
ready.
All right.
Yeah.
So you said now this is a question that is probably going to be worded very poorly and you'll barely understand it, but I'm going to ask it anyways. You said at first you considered going the China route and getting molds made and all that, but it wasn't necessarily cost effective because you refused to advertise that you're selling this.
No, we did not refuse. We advertised with in appropriate places.
Okay, what's an appropriate place?
The EL groups, the Erie groups, even some of the Conrail groups. So we did have a couple shows that we had early samples that we were trying to get pre-orders for.
So recently, in the last couple of years, 2 or 3, it seems like everybody and his brother is getting into the freight car manufacturing business primarily via importing it from China.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you investigated that avenue. Now, how hard is it to find these people in China that produce?
I had a little bit of an in. I don't know if you remember, or if any of the listeners remember, we had the Inventive Models couplers, which were similar to Sargent couplers. They're basically operating knuckle couplers that are correctly scaled. So he was the Inventive Models guy. He was in China. So I started asking him, and he actually hooked me up with another guy that would have been able to do it for us.
So the Inventive Couplers guy was in China.
Correct.
And you met him because somehow you bought that company, or you bought that?
No. We were buying couplers from him.
Oh, okay.
Wholesale, I guess. And then reselling them.
Oh, okay. And what happened to those? Are they not a thing anymore?
They are a thing. It kind of got to the point that it wasn't really worth my time. And there's somebody else that's doing it. He submits an order every few months or so, but yeah, I just kind of got to the point. It's just like I've got all the ones I'm ever going to need personally, and it's just not. I have to buy so many, and then I have to hold on to them for a while until I sell them. So it's one of those things. Like, if I were producing them personally at the Cow Palace, then I'd be selling them. But right now, it's just not really a business I really want to get into. Or stay in, I should say.
Okay, so you tried it and it wasn't cost effective.
Yeah.
But so then he steered you onto another guy, some Chinese manufacturer.
Yes, that would have been they would have done the injection molding, and they would have decorated them for us. We would have had to assemble everything for this guy at least.
And so was that an involved process of trying to talk to somebody across the Pacific Ocean about producing a product for you?
A little bit. I mean, it was I was mainly going through the Inventive Modeler's Guide just because he spoke English.
Sure.
But we kind of decided early on, okay, this is the number we need, and let's see if we get anywhere near it, and we got nowhere close. So because if we had been short, even if we had gotten orders for 2/3 of what we would have needed, we probably would have done it. But we weren't there. So, and then especially something like,
and that's primarily because you refuse to advertise it on more than
absolutely, yeah. Right. I suck. So.
I didn't say that.
Terrible person. But the more I think about it too, the more I think the 3D printing is the way to go, especially for like this model. Just because then, and actually you're getting, I can offer a lot more of the variations with it. There's go on.
So did you feel like you learned a whole lot or at least something about the whole Chinese manufacturing part of the business?
I learned enough to know that I don't think I really want to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, that's good information.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that can do it, and if I were doing an RS3, for instance, absolutely, I'd send it to China. I would go through that effort. But something like this, it's going to be a very low demand model. But for the people that want it, they're willing to pay for it. So it's going to be, and like I said too, we can offer a lot more of the variations. There's 3 different variations of this, and 2 of the variations are so close that even the company we originally bought, JJL Models, he didn't even do that variation, but we are.
JJL Models, what is that?
That was Joe Laughlin. He did cast resins, like much like Funaro and Camerlengo.
So are you trying to just basically buy every model railroad company on the planet or something?
Well, yeah, we're after Rapido next. I'm kidding.
Fine company, fine people over there at Rapido. So anyways, I went on to this Inventive Models page. Never heard of them. So this is a company that seems to make a varying degree of couplers. Has anybody else ever heard of these guys?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Sargent couplers?
Yeah.
I have heard of Sargent.
So Sargent, he's kind of stopped producing, and this Inventive Models, he kind of picked up where Sargent left off. And then somebody finally got Sargent to sell his stuff to him. I can't remember what he's selling under right now. But I think the Inventive guy has gotten has a much further head start on him right now. And I think they're significantly cheaper.
Yeah, so he's got like HO scale Type E couplers, investment casting brass.
Yep.
HO scale Type F and H, and these are better than KDs, are they? Or they work better? Or they're just different? Different.
I'm going to say different. They're very puttery at times. Me and another friend, we were going to change all of our stuff over to them. And we started playing with them a little bit more and really trying to do stuff. And we decided we are only going to do it on unit trains or trains, that aren't going to split up. So a lot of my passenger equipment will have these couplers. But freight trains that I'm going to be switching cars and everything, I'm going to keep the KDs. So.
Which reminds me of something I wanted to say to you in the last show, which was a few weeks ago. You have that uncoupling tool?
I have the uncoupling tool, yeah.
So you know where you first saw that, don't you?
No.
Yeah, you first saw that in a model and working on the railroad in Model Railroader magazine. Piece of wood with a brass stuck in it. Man, there's 1,200 words for you and 5 pictures.
Actually, it's a nail.
Is it a nail? Yeah, mine was nicer.
Yeah,
mine had brass.
I use a nail. I grind off the heads and then shrink wrap I glue the
Mine were much easier to make. And then I deckled mine. So anyways, you've obviously got that idea from me, so I'm going to need a little piece of that.
I'll send you a check.
Yeah, exactly.
This entire podcast has evolved into us getting a cut of whatever Chris is doing.
30 years of royalty is going to be expensive.
I have one thing to say about that. Good luck.
Bring it.
I'm still getting my steak dinner.
I told you I will cook you a steak dinner.
No, you're going to buy me. I want to see you taking a credit card out of your wallet and putting it on the machine, having to give somebody a tip, getting, and then the next time, then after that, the next day you can make me a steak dinner.
The next day.
Wait
a minute, you're spending the night?
Absolutely. And for those of folks that don't know, the Cow Palace that he speaks of is the home of JL Innovative, and it's on Highway 219, halfway between Salamanca and Salamanca, New York, and Bradford, Pennsylvania. And like they say, Cow Palace, it's actually a 25,000 square foot former rodeo arena.
I wish.
All right. So then, okay. So how did you come up with the idea of making this caboose then? Because it seems like a fairly involved process. I mean, holy mackerel. I'm looking at the picture of the three different, you got a blue one, a gray one, and a red one. And these are obviously on display at your booth at the last show you were at. And I mean, these look like finished models almost, and fairly complicated to do. Like, how did this all come about?
So back up even before I bought JL. We bought JL Innovative, I should say. So JJL Models. He, like I said, he did a lot of cast resins. He mainly focused on Erie and Lackawanna prototypes, mainly cabooses. But he passed away. Oh boy, it would have been, wow, 10, 12 years ago. And I went and then I happened to see there was a couple of his kits for sale when I went into English's Hobbies. And I said, oh, you never see these in stores. So I picked one up, and the store manager goes, he passed away. I go, he did. So I started talking to him, and I said, do you know what he's doing with what they're doing with the molds? And he goes, I don't know, but I can get you their number. So long story short, we ended up buying all his molds.
Of course you did, because you're buying everything there is to buy.
Yeah, and this was before we were buying everything there is to buy. But we started looking into it. We did produce, or I don't want to say we produced. We made some of them through the resin casting process, and it was not good. They just the molds were bad. The masters were. We could have made new molds, but the masters were kind of iffy. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to start fresh. And at the time, we said, well, we have the CNC machine. Why don't we get an injection molder ourselves, and we'll just make them here? And we ended up we actually bought 3 injection molding machines. And I was getting ready to go pick them up, and we got got an email saying, oh no, we sold them to somebody else. Mm. So we kind of regrouped. We were looking at some new machines, and that's when my day job started sending me off to New York City all the time. So it kind of got pushed to the back burner.
Right, because while you're doing all this, you're working as a surveyor?
Land surveyor, yep.
Land surveyor, yeah.
Yep. So everything kind of got pushed to the side, and we, as I started liking my job less and less, we started thinking more and more about how we could get this done. And that's when we saw JL Innovative for sale, and we bought that, and I went full time. And initially we were going to be ready to, start diving back into this within a year or so, and COVID had different thoughts on that. And for the good, we were just too busy to do any of it. So as we started working with the 3D printing, I started pulling my designs back out and modifying them for 3D printing. And that's where I started realizing I can do so much different variations. If you look at those 3 cabooses, you notice the red one has a different set of end rails than the gray and the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
Even it's got, the red one also has the rivets, the belt rail rivets, because that's the riveted design. And I can't remember which one is which, but the gray and the blue vary by one minor thing, and it's the truck spacing is moved out by a foot on one of them.
So can I ask another question?
Sure.
Just to refresh everybody from a few weeks ago, what we're talking about. This is called a Dunmore caboose.
Correct. Yep. It was built by the Erie in the Dunmore shops, Dunmore, Pennsylvania shops, in the 40s.
I had another question about that from coming from that, but we'll go back to that. But it's just, I'm kind of confused, which is not unusual. Everybody here will verify that that's a fairly regular occurrence, hourly occurrence. I'm like, this seems like a fairly labor-intensive thing you're doing here.
It is, and it isn't. And I can make it more labor-intensive, but I've been finding ways to make it less. These models that the pictures that you're looking at, they have separately applied grab irons on everything. They're still 3D printed, but they're separately applied. I've started 3D printing those grab irons on the cabooses, on that, with that body.
Okay, so they won't be. Okay, so they're going to be. So they're not.
They will.
They're printed on the body, like they come. Somehow you managed to print them on the body at the same time.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And they are scale thick, or maybe a little bit over scale thickness. I want to say they're like 1.5 inches in diameter scale.
And are they sturdy?
Oh yeah, very. The end rails, I had an end rail, a couple separate end rails at the show, and I was sitting there just twisting them and bending them and everything. I found a good mix of resin that is will print nicely and is incredibly flexible.
And how did you find that?
Trial and error.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit of mad scientist with your resins that way to get some really good results.
Yep.
I don't think you've ever met Daniel.
Yeah, I've met Chris.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, have you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I guess, can I interject with a question, Lionel? So, so then if
you must.
I have to, yeah. I can't stay quiet that long. You guys know that. So you're 3D printing with the sort of traditionally separately applied details in the print itself, which I think is pretty cool. The samples, it looks like, have some sort of laser cut, like the roof walks are like wood. Is that right?
Yes. So they will be appropriate. Well, so they were originally built with wood roof walks.
Okay.
And wood platforms. And as appropriate, they will have laser cut wood roof walks and platforms.
And so
at some point they were replaced with metal grates. Okay. And those ones will come with photo etched metal grates.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So then when I get this in the box, even though there's multiple medias, I guess, even though there's the plastic parts, there's resin parts, there's etched and wood, it's all put together as a ready-to-roll model, right?
Correct. Yep.
It's still a lot of work to take something from a printer and prep it, decorate it, paint it, I presume, and then package it up. So, I mean, how long is it going to take you for each of these units? I mean, you mentioned staffing up a couple weeks ago, but what's involved to actually produce? I mean, I guess you may not know yet because this is the first time it's been done, right? But it is, but I have
done enough that I've not done enough of them that I know about what it's going to take. The thing is, and this is kind of where we shine as a company, because how many companies out there decorate all these little detail parts for you?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Right. And how many do them at and especially how many do them at the magnitude that we do it?
I have a question for the whole group, but carry on, Chris, with your.
So this is our specialty. Our specialty is taking detail parts, printing on, or painting, printing, doing whatever with them, and selling them as a completed piece. So it seems like it is going to be labor intensive. And I will say all of our products, the pricing that we do on all of our products, 90% of our price is labor. You take one of our metal soda machines, there's like half a cent of metal in that thing. But they cost $7.
Yeah. Yeah, they cost you like 35 cents, and you're.
Well, yeah. So
you need to talk to our buddy Chris Wallace, who is trying to give everything to everybody for nothing.
I don't want to do that. I refuse to do that. I've got train cars to pay for.
There you go. That's the whole point. We got to there you go. We got to find Chris something to buy, and then all of a sudden the whole dynamic will change for him. Those $3 toilets will now be $5 or $4.95.
Exactly, yeah. Does he want to invest in a business car?
Yeah, we can get to that. I have a question for the group, and you too, Chris.
Okay.
First off, though, Daniel, I got to give you credit because you have the same kind of personality that Chris does, and pretty much everybody here on the show. But there's not many people I could say this to without, for fear of, well, you better not say that, blah, 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 blah. But so anyways, these cars that Chris are talking about, they're great. And as Derek describes them, they're going to be detailed. They're going to be finished. They're going to be painted. They're going to be beautiful. You won't be able to find them anywhere on the website, but they're going to be great.
They will be under 1-to-1 scale parts.
They're going to be under HO scale HO scale structures.
Yeah. It's kind of a structure.
You know what? It'll be view our entire line of caboose, ready to roll caboose caboose vans, and then you'll click on it and it'll be like soda machines or something.
Yes.
But Chris knows I love him, so that's the beauty of that.
That's why I'm not taking offense.
Exactly. And Chris and I are great friends. We've had some great dinners together and everything. We're just on the same. Chris, you and I are tuned to the same radio frequency, buddy.
That's a good and bad thing at times.
Exactly. Well, you know what? You and I are like N scale. When it's great, right. It's really good. When it's bad, it's like a bad Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah.
So I have a question for the group. Are we not experiencing the dawn of a new evolution in freight car manufacturing by basically listening?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there have been 3D printed things available before, but they require a lot of painting and assembly, and I'm far too lazy to do that. But if I can buy something ready to roll, I am all for it.
Wait. Weren't you the guy that posted about modeling and not buying everything ready to run, sir?
I was. And I try to strike a balance. But I think for me, like that, I'm more interested in like super detailing an existing ready to roll model.
But this will already be super detailed.
Well, right.
Yeah, no, it's a great deal. I just wanted to bust your chops. Consistency there. I couldn't.
I appreciate you busting my chops because you're right. We shouldn't be endorsing vapid consumerism, but we should all be buying stuff from Chris.
Yeah, I think it's a cool product. It's a great idea,
and preferably buying it from Chris through White Rose Hobbies.
Right.
There you go. WhiteRoseHobbies.com. You know what? Call him and tell him Lionel sent you. See if that helps. Ask for Thomas specifically and tell him Lionel sent you. Okay, so, but yeah, it seems to me the way Chris is describing this And it seems to me, he's going to make a fairly large number of them. We talked on the last time he was on the show there a few weeks ago that he's trying to figure out if he's going to they'll be available again, which I would assume when people start asking him, all he's got to do is fire up the 3D printer and make them. So I would be shocked if it's not because I think that's what we're going to experience is more and more people are going to go the path that Chris is doing and sell these. Like I can see a one-man show building a particular car and in his basement, and it's a cottage industry, and he sells like 300 of them, and he made them all himself, but they're, ready to run, and out the door they go.
Yeah, Chris, that is a good question. So you're manufacturing there. At what point is too much business too much for you? You don't have to answer. I just thought it would be interesting for somebody, contemplating this sort of thing as well. Hey, I want to print my own. How much? How much does that get to be?
I think I know where you're getting, and it is something that I've thought about quite a bit because at some point it is more cost efficient or cost whatever to send it to China or to send it someplace and have them do the molds and everything, and then you just get the shipping container in, you unload the shipping container, and you distribute from there. The models we want to focus on those models that Rapido or Tangent or whoever they're going to say, I can't make money on those. And that's where I pick it up and say, okay, I can make money on this.
Yeah.
And
so could you,
where exactly that is, I don't know.
Sure. Is a 500 car run a reasonable?
My initial runs will probably be around 500 to 600 cars.
And that's not insignificant.
No, but it is insignificant when you start talking about injection molding.
Sure. But I think that we'll see more of that because I think there's an awesome spot for innovative people, especially if innovative is in your company name. But to do that kind of work and make really squirrely one-off stuff that nobody else is going to make.
Right.
But you can produce it and sell enough of it to have made it worth your while.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, and I was kind of trying to get to that last show. Say for instance, one of these cars has a plate over one window. That in an injection mold, that's either you have to either do a whole new mold or you can do an insert or something like that. But then there's a certain number of those that you have to produce to even make that mold change worth it.
Like I don't think we should pass over this too lightly. I think this is a historic episode of Modeler's Life because exactly what you just said there. I mean, now we got to keep in mind, again, as I said in the last show, Chris is a really talented guy when it comes to it being innovative or having the capability of making stuff. I mean, I can see Chris sitting in a computer and doing all whatever you got to do to 3D print this. But what you just said there, if one of them's got a plate, a steel plate over one of the windows, you just go into the computer, redraw the design, stick it under, the next file, and you print out, 5 dozen of those.
Right. Yep.
And I mean, to me, that sounds very new world to me. I mean, I think what you're doing is learning 3D printing in mass for the hobby. Like I think this is fascinating myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask another question here, Chris, and you definitely do not have to answer this one. If this is, I don't want to trap you into something. Yeah. But as a manufacturer doing 3D printing like that, if you get somebody that says, "Hey, I want this," it's your same caboose. Mm-hmm. I've got this photo where it's, it's half torched out. there's multiple boarded up windows and things like that. Do you anticipate the ability for a buyer to say, hey, I would like a custom version of this, and to be able to produce that for them?
I will answer it. It might take me a minute to get into their answer though.
That's fair.
So it's, I see me being able to do that. It's the question of, will I be able to do that? Not able to, will I have time to do that?
Sure.
And then, always, of course, too, my availability becomes more when the price goes up.
Well, yeah, I would assume that customization is not free.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have me do one caboose that's all like that, and nobody else in the world wants that thing, then you're going to be paying for my design time.
Sure.
But yes, we can do stuff like that. Even one of the things that it's really going to shine is my modernized Erie diners that I'm going to be working on here soon. If you start looking at those cars, they what they did was they took Erie took old heavyweight diners. They didn't remove the roof. They rounded the roof, and they modified the windows, and just did a whole bunch of modifications to it. They didn't modify them all exactly the same. So you've got your air conditioning vents in one section of the roof on this car. You've got them on another section on this other car. Seeing as how there was only 9 of those cars, I can do all those variations right off, and I will offer all 9 of those cars. But if I do something where there's 100 cars and one of them has a variation, and if it's a easy variation, like I just have to slide it down someplace, I'm not going to charge you a whole lot for that. And I might even do it anyways. But so yes, I don't know if I even answered the question, but
you did, because there are several kit manufacturers who will do, custom work for you. If you're like, hey, I love this kit, but you know what? I need this wall in brick or something, but instead of the way you've produced it, and it may or may not cost you additionally to get that done, but you can call them up and say, hey, I would like this kit done in X way. Nobody does that for cars.
Right.
You take what you get and be happy you got it. Right. So I think that's a really cool prospect of being able to say, hey, I really need this car. Even if they were extra pieces that you had to apply yourself would still be cool. There's just a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. And it's, that's, I believe I even mentioned it last time about different car numbers with our labeling equipment. We can, with a few keystrokes, we can change the number. We can give it whatever number you want. I will say I have that's the other thing that's kind of interesting. I have an order for 12 of these cabooses already in a completely different paint scheme.
Like somebody's personal paint scheme?
Somebody's personal paint scheme, yep.
Okay. And now is that going to be extra, or is he going to get the $19.95 price?
He's paying extra. But it's not a ton extra because it's a matter of changing the color of the paint and then putting the graphics on it.
Okay, so for people, because you're selling these, I don't think it's out of place to say how much extra would an order of 12 cabooses for your own railroad?
I can't remember exactly what I charged them, but for the amount of them that I'm going to be doing, I think I'm charging an extra like $15 to $20.
So do you think we're moving towards like smaller manufacturers having a more prominent role, almost like I think the smaller manufacturers who built the hobby in the early days? Like, are we moving towards like a decentralization or democratization of like direct to consumer cottage industry models in a way that's kind of contracted over the last 40 years, we'll have more of this now?
I think we have more of it already.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you look at browse Facebook.
Right.
You've got every I'm going to say everyone and their brother. I'm making this. Oh, I want one of those. Can I buy one from you? You look at any of your detail groups on Facebook. Any of that stuff. Everybody, you share something that you did. It's like, how do I get one of those? I want one of those. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more small manufacturers. It's just a matter of how much they want to invest in it.
And yet there's going to be the next size up of manufacturer is going to be like JL Innovative, where it's a manufacturing business that supplies full-time jobs to people such as yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I mean, people call us a cottage industry, and I think we're a bit more than a cottage industry.
Yeah, you're a palace industry.
That's right. I got a whole palace.
I think the hobby as a whole and hobbies in general are way bigger than anybody realizes. It's like listening to, punk rock music. Like, who listens to that crap? Well, lots of people do. Mm-hmm. Just because you don't enjoy it doesn't mean there aren't a ton of people out there enjoying it. I'm sorry, Roger. Roger, I apologize.
Bill Ford.
Bill Ford, I apologize. Yeah, Bill actually got his playing a bass in a band, a punk rock band. I want to go to one of Bill's shows and see him bust his guitar up.
I would pay extra to see that, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's got their microphone too close to their mouth, and they keep banging it and touching it and everything like that. Are you working on something, Daniel, at the same time?
I am, but I'm not touching my microphone. Yeah, and I'm not making noise. I have suppression on.
It's not Kelly because he doesn't. It's not me. It's not. I just said that.
I know.
I was wondering if you were still awake.
Oh, I am.
Okay. You do understand the basic principles of an audio podcast, right?
Yes, but everybody's asking some very good questions.
They are. This is a great podcast. This is another great podcast we're having. That's why I think Neil Erickson somebody was saying it. Daniel was giving me a hard time the other night off the air, telling me everything I had been doing wrong previously and saying that the podcast had improved dramatically. But as everybody has actually been agreeing with him, he's right. The podcast has improved him because I finally decided, you know what? This only ever started as a chance for me to talk to people and ask some questions, and we've gone back to that. So I have a question kind of that, again, you answer, don't answer, whatever. Mm-hmm. But because you had an experience kind of wading into the whole getting China companies to make your cars, can you tell us, because I can't imagine it would make any difference to you, can you tell us how many cars you need to get made in order to make a profit if you're doing it that route, going the China route?
So it definitely varies. We were at roughly 3,000 to break even.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. Is there a caboose bias because cabooses are a little harder than like a
cabooses are definitely more involved than like a boxcar, and so yeah, I would say there probably is, because even it was said to me by one of them there that it was, it's cabooses are. What exactly did they say? It's you got to sell a lot of them to make it worth it, something like that. Whereas, you've got one caboose on a train, whereas you've got, up to 80, 90 boxcars on a train.
Oh, sure.
Sure, that makes sense.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, so like if we've got a boxcar we're going to produce too, that if I get the right numbers, I might be going to China for it.
You're going to produce a boxcar?
Yes.
Wait, we're 2 weeks into this, and now we find out about a boxcar?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't ask about a boxcar.
Well, okay. Are you getting any locomotives?
Not yet.
That doesn't sound like a no.
It's not a no. I will never tell you no. Well, I won't say that.
If you wanted to find out about HO scale boxcars, you have to look under N scale vehicles.
Yes. So,
are we revealing the boxcar yet, or is that? Are you going to say no to that?
I'm not going to say no to that. It's actually a Penn Central boxcar. EL had some. They made it into Conrail and even made it into CSX, at least. I'm being very vague right now because I can't remember the exact X series.
I have a caboose question.
Yeah.
Are you going to make the 19603 former Erie Lackawanna painted CR 19603, and it's Erie Lackawanna paint, and Erie Lackawanna has been painted out in a different gray than is the gray stripe around? Are you making that one?
Yes.
Well, of course he is.
Of course he is. So is it easier for you to branch out into freight car projects because you have sort of an ongoing business with structures and detail parts?
Yes. Go on. Okay.
Sorry.
What you said is very true. But yes, because I've got kind of we'll call it bread and butter right now. That pays the bills. And
right.
So yeah, if this caboose completely flops, it's like, well, I wanted the thing anyways. So, I need it for my own personal models.
Right.
So if nobody buys the thing, I don't care.
Right. You got 500 of them. You're set to go.
I'm not, if I don't get any orders, I'm not making 500 of them. I'm probably going to make 170 of them for me. But
you already got a bunch of orders. You know it's going to be.
Yeah, we got a bunch of orders. It's going to be. Yeah, it's going to pay for itself.
I think the room here would agree it's going to be a success. It's just a matter of how much of a success is it going to be, and because it's a new world, I don't care what anybody says. I don't think this kind of manufacturing is no older than a couple of years now in the model railroading scene. Yes, people have been producing trash cans and all sorts of things in 3D with 3D details. But this venture into creating ready-to-run cars is brand new to the model railroading world, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
So, what kind of trucks are you going to put on it?
That's a slippery slope.
He knows enough.
That's a slippery slope. So the riveted cars were made with old express car trucks. And those are already designed. They're already printed. They've been being tested on somebody's layout for months. It's just to make sure that they will hold up.
So you're even making your own trucks.
Wow.
Yes. Now this is the slippery slope part. The welded cars were also made with a specific truck. Not many people have picked up on that, even among the Erie guys. They only were on those cars for maybe 10 years. And then they started getting switched over to, oh boy, I think Bettendorf trucks. So that's it's a very slippery slope. Like I said, it's probably going to be Erie cars will be the express trucks and the other truck that I can't remember the name of right now. And then once you get to EL, it'll be the Bettendorf trucks.
And the couplers are KD?
They'll be KD couplers. Yep. They'll be the scale couplers.
Okay. And nice. And you're going to have and somehow it's going to be lighted as well.
Correct. Yep.
Wow. That's cool. I think it's very, very cool. I think we didn't get a chance to talk to you about any of your museum stuff, so we'll have to wait a few weeks and have you back again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, I was thinking of getting Brian LaValle to join us. Because have you ever heard of the NW300?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay. Does that really annoy you? Because they seem to move a lot faster than you.
Wow.
Not as much as that question annoys him.
Yeah, but if you'd been listening earlier, that's the beauty of Chris Costello and our friendship is we have fun together.
Yes.
You can ask. It's like
annoying can still be fun.
Yeah, like it's like that. It's like that thing. If you're walking with somebody that's just an acquaintance, a new acquaintance, and they trip and fall, your immediate reaction is you reach down, are you okay? You try to help them up, blah, blah, blah. If you're walking with someone who is a more well-known acquaintance and they trip and fall down on the sidewalk, you don't laugh, but just kind of stop and wait to see if they're okay, and then you might make a comment or two as you're helping them up. If one of your friends, your buddies, your beer-drinking guys, your guys you go out to dinner with, trips and falls, after you're finished killing yourself laughing, that's when you ask, that's when you go, oh, are you all right? Because you're not getting up, and you seem to be bleeding. So, that's the difference.
Profusely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I am with Chris. If he trips and falls on the sidewalk, after I've finished killing myself laughing, then I'll see if he's all right. So what was the question?
So you asked if it annoys me that they're moving so much faster.
Oh, yeah. About the N&W 300.
Yeah. No. And I need to say why, because that honestly, I don't feel they are moving faster. If you look at, and this is not me bashing him or anything like that. Just please don't take it like that, anybody. He got a car donated to him that was almost ready to go. He had a, if I'm remembering right, he had to do a little bit of servicing on the bearings and the brakes. I have to completely rebuild a car, and I've doing it to 1, 2, 3, now 4 cars all at once.
Yeah, that's not normal.
No, it's not normal.
You're doing 4 cars at once?
Yes.
That's a whole different podcast.
That's next week, or not next week, but a couple of weeks from now, whenever we do it.
Yeah, that whole museum thing and him and his Erie. Now the other thing too to mention about your first car, Erie number 1, you actually you own it outright.
So
would you sell it? No, you bought it.
Well, okay. Well, there's a technicality. I don't own any of this stuff.
Well, have you noticed that all the money's been coming out of your bank account?
Yes, I have noticed that. The technicality is I formed a group, an organization that owns this equipment. And it's a 501c3. So if anybody else wanted to donate, you could get a tax deductible credit, so you can deduct it from your taxes.
Maybe I should give you the $100 I own John Sacerdoti.
There you go. I'm okay with that. But also, go on.
I was going to say, for every caboose we buy, you can contribute a portion of the profits to your own nonprofit.
That's basically, what happens anyways.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
We're going to continue this conversation on another whole podcast about you and your museum and your cars. Yeah. But what you're talking about now makes absolutely no sense, because I know you've put in tens of thousands of dollars, probably over the 6-figure number of your own money into this car. So how this car doesn't belong to you is, you should have called me first before you went down that aisle.
Yeah, we'll explain next time, but it's a technicality. But yes, it is my car.
Technicality.
There's technicalities. I feel to be completely honest and transparent, it is not my car. But if anybody wants to challenge me on what happens to that car,
yeah. So I'm gonna you know what? I just had guys, Kelly, you don't need to comment on this, but everybody else, I just had a brilliant friggin' idea. This is historic modeler's life moment. To back me up on this one, Daniel. I think you know where
I will do my best.
What's the name of your organization, Chris?
The Erie Business Car Society.
Erie Business Car Society. President and chairman.
Me.
I'm
President,
talking.
chairman.
I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking. I'm asking Daniel. I'm asking Daniel to back me up on this. So the Erie Business Car Society. The only person I can think of to be president of this society, Daniel, the modelers. Yeah. The modeler simply known as Kelly.
I don't know how you go wrong there.
It's too far away, though. I would be there in a minute to help.
But you could do it. You could do it.
The organization will provide its own rail car in smaller stature so that you can just go back and forth across the country.
Oh.
Yeah, or you can do this long distance. In today's world of electronic emails and everything, there's no reason why you can't be the president of the society. And then here's the way I see it. You and I'll throw in, I don't know, a couple $300, and then you become president. I'll become the treasurer, and then we toss Chris.
No, I wouldn't.
We got to get a little bit more, Kelly. I got to get you to get a little bit more of that killer instinct.
You don't want this stuff.
No, we only want you to do all the work and get it done.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. You're going to want to wait until it's done to toss me out. So
whereabouts are you on the Erie car? Just briefly.
Which one?
Well, Erie number 1, the only one that looks. I'm assuming the rest of them don't look this good.
Not yet. So number 1 right now, I haven't touched or seen all summer. Just because, and we can talk about this more later. I've been working on getting the dining car 840, or sorry. It's currently numbered 741, but it will be numbered 941 by the time I'm done. Trying to get that out of Port Jervis, and now I'm trying to get another car out of Port Jervis.
And do you have some sort of loathing for yourself or something?
That's what
I hate myself.
He wants to watch him go across the country back and forth about 10 times.
I did that with one.
So, is there a Facebook page for the Erie Business Car Society?
Yes, you just said it.
But that is
Erie Business Car Society.
So if I type that in, then something will show up.
It should.
All right, I'm hang on.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm typing.
Comes right up for me.
Well, and you type faster than I do, don't you?
Oh, I just have to type in Erie.
Well, la-dee-da.
Well, unlocked new ways for you to use your page.
Okay, Erie Business Car Society. Boom, there it is. Wow, you got 1,500. You got 1,500 followers.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a moment to thank the Greenwood Railroad Historical Center for allowing us to spend the day measuring their EL 746. Well, where's that? It looks like it's finished. Why didn't you get that one?
Because they won't sell it. That car, it's identical-ish to my dining car, except 741, my car, EL put it into maintenance of way service. Cut holes in the side, added vestibules, modified things. Then Conrail did a whole bunch of stuff. And then it went into preservation and really got messed up. Whereas 746 was retired off the railroad and it rolled in there and hasn't been touched.
So which car did you say was yours?
741.
But Erie 1 isn't.
Well, Erie 1 is also mine.
This is getting very fuzzy.
I think
the dining car should be named the Cow Palace. It needs to be named and named the Cow Palace because it works. I mean, it just.
Yeah, no.
So what is this? What is this post from July 27th? All of our equipment is now on active rail. 450.
I forgot about the troop sleeper.
I bought another car and I forgot about it.
So the troop sleeper is I got that from Youngstown, Ohio. I don't know, maybe 2018. And we trucked it into Salamanca, and it was set on some panel track, So this year, Salamanca Rail Museum was evicted from their property. So the past...
How'd you manage that?
Oh, that's a whole...
All right, we'll come back to that. That sounds like an interesting story.
But anyways, just as a teaser, we built 600 feet of track, and we moved 8 pieces of equipment approximately 400 feet to an active rail line.
So I like that better. I didn't like the fact that your stuff was all on dead rail without being attached to anything.
Yeah, I was not thrilled about it either, but we were supposed to be getting track and a connection. But
let's leave that story there because that sounds like sounds like a lot of questions. And I'm looking
There's going to be a lot of questions, yes.
And I'm looking at a picture that says Bud Car Parts, anybody, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's he done now?
The Bud cars are not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But they're but you're carrying parts.
Yeah. Oh, that was actually an interesting trip. I lost a tire on that one.
You lose a tire on every trip.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of your. That's kind of one of your things. Like just like Kelly's the president of every model railroad club within 102 miles of Medford, Oregon. Every time you take any kind of a major trip, one of your things you do is you lose a tire or a wheel seizes up on the trailer or.
In 2024, I lost 4 tires.
Jeez.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't lose them all at once.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't necessarily lose all of them, but I blew 3 tires, and one of them left the trailer.
So you do know that all the money you've spent on these cars, you could have bought a new truck and trailer by now.
Oh yeah, I do.
One of those sweet dually jobs, with a nice
but then what would I do with it?
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
I'm not hauling anything because I don't have train cars.
How many miles you got on your truck now?
290,000.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. It's I might need a new transmission. It started to slip on me. Yeah.
290,000. That's like 500,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you figure a little slipping by nearly 300,000 miles is probably pretty okay.
Just change the fluid.
Actually, it does get a little bit better when I add some fluid.
Yeah. And probably needs a fluid change. One of the strange things about owning a Lexus that I have discovered, and I've owned several of them now, that around 60, 70,000 miles or 100,000 K, if you change all of the fluids, brakes, radiator, transmission, any fluid that's in the car, then it drives like it was brand new again. So I highly recommend change your fluid in your transmission. Just get in there.
When I get a new transmission, I'll have all new fluid too.
That's true. Yeah, don't put the old fluid in that.
No, that's not suggested.
Do you have somebody? You're not going to replace the transmission yourself, are you?
Well, I do have this crazy thought of completely rebuilding the truck.
If you just didn't buy one car, you could buy a new truck.
Here's the funny thing. I've only bought one car.
Yeah, okay, let's stop.
Wait for next time.
Wow. No, I'm sorry. I bought the Troop Sleeper. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, let's stop.
I would like the problem of buying rail cars and then forgetting that I had bought them. I would enjoy that, I think.
No, it's not a good thing. It is not a good thing.
Oh, God.
And at the same time while he's doing all this, he's literally changing the face of model railroad manufacturing.
Yeah.
When does he sleep?
Yeah.
I don't.
Hey, Doc, can I ask you a question?
Go.
Is
he still here?
Do these last 2 episodes that we recorded, does it feel like you've just wasted an entire evening?
No, not really. Not really. It's some of the stuff I knew, some of it I didn't know. So it's good to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, well, have you back talk too, Doc, because we can talk about get more in depth into the sausage. Hey, you know what? We should have an AML event at the Cow Palace.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
I'm not opposed.
Okay, that would be fun.
I've heard a lot about the kielbasa situation, and I need to investigate that.
So, how far from your original, where you're from, Derek, is the Cow Palace?
Oh, quite a bit. I mean, by quite a bit, I mean a couple hours, probably.
You're originally from where? Are you originally from? Scranton area?
Scranton, yeah.
It's about 5 hours. Sorry, 4 hours.
Is it really 4? Well,
yes. Yep.
But see, you can go right on up there. You can leave Birmingham and buzz right on by Chris Wayman and head straight to Salamanca or that part of New York.
Maybe I'll pick him up along the way, or maybe he'll want to drive separately. We'll see.
I think when I finally, if my health ever returns and I do some sort of cross-country tour, I think we should rent a small bus and do it as a group.
Ooh.
What a fun thing that would be to do. To kind of
That's a great idea.
Hit all the spots. As a group, we're coming to your town. Kind of like Dumb and Dumber.
Don't rent an airport shuttle van, though. Get something more comfortable.
Yeah, a short bus. With helmets.
Get one of those sprint vans that have the dualies on the back, and they look pretty comfortable.
No.
Yeah. Are you coming, Mike?
Sure.
Right.
Well, as long as I don't sit in the very back row.
Yeah,
with 3 people.
Yeah, with 3 people.
Yeah, that's
been there, done that.
Yeah, that's the.
Been there, done that. Yes, we have, haven't we?
That's the heaving rule. That's the heaving seats. All right, that's it. We're done. Kelly, can you give out our email address?
Yes, I can give out the email address. If you want to reach us through the wonders of email, our email address is modelerslife@gmail.com. That's modeler with 1 L, like JL innovated, not 2 L's like Chris Costello.
JL innovated.
I'm sorry.
That sounds like some sort of medical procedure. You know what? Anyways, all right, that's it. So this is on the free channel. Again, we love our sponsor, whiterosehobbies.com. Right now, our buddy Derek is he's buying a plain gray hopper that he has to paint over to make it plain gray. And then I might buy one of these Sioux Line H34 covered hoppers. They're $22.99. Bowser. That's a quality unit.
They're giving them away.
Well, yeah, it's on the clearance page. It's regularly $29.95, and it's $22.99. I mean, that's a really good price for a Bowser hopper. I mean, those are good cars. They're decent cars. And there's some gray. There's ATSF. You could easily just paint over the symbol and boom, you get yourself an ANLS car. Sweet. All right. So okay. If you missed the email address, you go to our website, amodelerslife.com, and Derek has installed a widget. It's easy to send out email. We're going to do some email show or some sort of version of an email show on the free channel so everybody can see what that's like eventually, someday. And we got a whole bunch of free we're going to have Chris on here like 5 times for Patreon stuff. And then what else? Oh, yeah. And if you like this podcast and like twice as much podcasting a week, for a few cents a day, you can join our Patreon channel. And what you get is a podcast every Tuesday, very similar to this, only even more fun. And you can also join our Wednesday night chat group, which is very popular with several people. Unfortunately, we lost our buddy Ralph Renzetti, but it's still a good group because we talk about Ralph a lot, and he's always there with us. And then if you join the T-shirt level, then you get involved in the game that is sweeping the globe. Hey, dude, where's my T-shirt? Because in the $10 level, everybody gets a T-shirt once a year that's only available to Patreon members. The key is, when do you get it? And that's how we came up with the game show. We're working through the backlog. That's what we're doing.
1 L like backlog.
Yeah, 1 L like backlog. And if you want a long sleeve sweatshirt in any other color but blue, you're out of luck.
You are SOL.
Oh, yeah, and we got an email about a month ago from somebody that tried to order a couple of mugs, and there was no luck. He couldn't get it to work. So I said, send you the email, and you could contact the person and see if you can figure out why it didn't work.
We'll send that to our customer service department and get it straightened out.
Yeah, I think the reason we're not selling anything is because nobody can buy anything.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget, whatever you do, to all our listeners, please do not forget, if you're not sure about this particular podcast, that's because it's a chronic disappointment.
This is consistently disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready, Chris?
I am.
All right. So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
guys who buy train cars and forget they own them.
It's another Lincoln Homer.
Very good.
You bought him for the society, though, right?
I did.
Yeah, I'm putting Kelly in this. How do you get on the board? What do you have to do to get on the board?
Donate as much as I have.